The Mastermind's analysis is sponsored by Figure4 Radio and is brought to you in association with Toby's Toy Box and Sharpshooting with the Killer.
Figure4 Radio.
You have an exceptionally vile mind, you know that?
Isn't safe to go inside.
And now it's time for the Mastermind's analysis, proudly sponsored by Figure4 Radio. Lock it in to the best wrestling show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the next Mastermind analysis. My name is Ollie, I am the Mastermind, and today we've got a little bit of something special for you. You may have seen in the past we've done various lists of the best matches ever. This time we're going to flip it around. We're going to look at the absolute god-awful matches from each of the eras that we've looked at so far. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek. It's going to be a little bit fun, not to be taken too seriously, but we're going to have a little laugh today. So today we're looking at the worst matches of the Golden Era. So I've enlisted the one man who knows more than anything, more than anybody, about 1980s wrestling. It's the cryptid Toby Hagen.
What up, everyone?
I'm also joined by the Phantom of Figure4 Radio. It's Kaylee.
Boo.
And today we have a very extra special guest. We are popping her podcast cherry, so everybody be gentle. We haven't got a nickname for her yet, but I'm sure we will by the end of the night. We're joined by Nat as well. Finally making her way onto a podcast.
The co-originator of the pissing is standard
that's it.
rule.
Standard fan.
Oh, I'm so glad we don't make t-shirts. So we're going to just jump straight into it, actually. We're going to be watching some awful matches from the Golden Era, I guess, which we loosely define from, I think, WrestleMania 1 up until WrestleMania 10. We're loosely sponsored, as usual, by the WWE Network. And I'm going to find the first match, which is going to be Andre the Giant versus Big John Studd from WrestleMania 1. It's a $10,000 body slam challenge. Do you remember anything about this, Toby?
Vaguely. This is like when the gimmick matches were an all-time high. The 80s were just brilliant for that kind of thing. The most ridiculous interpretations of the rules and reasons to fight. I'm actually looking forward to it. Look how young Mean Gene Okerlund is.
He looks
right
mega young. Right, so we're getting started on match 1. It's going to be tricky to watch. I think basically the premise of this was Big John Studd and Bobby the Brain have got a shitload of money, and I think the rule was that if Andre can body slam Big John Studd, he gets $10,000 of their money, and if Big John Studd body slams Andre, then he's fired or something.
I believe that's what the case was, and I think at this point neither had been body slammed in the history of the WWE, and they were like the two biggest competitors at the time.
That's it. So we're gonna skip this little.
I love how the duffel bag of money is like so pathetically small. But then again, a stack of $10,000 is actually quite pathetically small as well, so they've had to crumple up the bills to pop it out.
I'm pretty sure the story I've heard is that they're all $1 bills, so that if any of it did get lost or distributed amongst the people in New York, they wouldn't be losing too many. Now, Andre, he's my prime example of why wrestling isn't about wrestling, because Andre is like so over in all this, but he can't wrestle for shit, ever.
The story of Andre the Giant is long and storied, but it's all about a man overcoming his disabilities and saying, "Look, Ma, I made it. Look at him, he's wearing that top rope like a thong."
Girls, are we excited for this?
No.
Did they not like have like waxing back then? Legit, that guy is like the hairiest bastard I've ever seen. Shit me.
Back then, a man's prowess was measured by the amount of body hair.
Bust that jacket.
Yeah, he's pretty hairy.
You see his back, man. He's got like hairy back. You know, he's got a hairy back.
Have you ever seen Georgie Animal Steel? He looks like he's wearing a woolly jumper.
He was even hairier, yeah.
Shit.
He's technically a werewolf.
It is.
Just so fucking hairy. I can't get how hairy he is. This is insane.
Don't you think he looks like what would happen to Hacksaw Jim Duggan if you inflated him to be like 3 times the size that he normally is.
Oh. Yeah, so we've had some chops and some punches. And this is why I don't like 80s wrestling, is because it's all chops and punches and kicks and.
But you grew up in an era where it was all high flying and stunts and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing.
Stuff. It is.
It's so much faster. But what's going on here in the ring right now is a whole bunch of psychology. With Andre the Giant telling the ref, "No, back off. Don't disqualify him. Don't count him out. I'm going to body slam this motherfucker."
I'm just looking at his shoes.
There you go. Yeah, look at them. Those boots.
Yeah.
They're like.
Hasn't he got like the largest feet on record?
Size 23, I think it is.
Shit, son.
I'm size
big.
8.
In fact, I don't think that those are wrestling boots. I think he just dunked his feet in 2 barrels of paint.
I know that. I know Andre the Giant wasn't allowed to go in the army because they didn't actually make boots big enough.
Wow. So it's just a lot of he's just grabbing him and whipping his head around like.
We just got a Gonzo style promoter at the side there, just like,
that would be Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Whatever. Man in sparkly jacket.
Some would say quite an icon of the 80s.
He is, absolutely. Without Bobby the Brain Heenan, the WWE would not be what it is today. I'm telling you this for a fact. In terms of heel managers, at least.
So he's pretty much just bumming him in the corner there. So
he is.
Hashtag not gay.
Hashtag homosexual.
Well, I can't quite decide which is hairier, the match or John Studd's back.
Mate, you just went for a fucking
now,
grab there on his balls.
Let me ask you this right now.
Easy.
Pretty sure he was going for a body slam.
Look at these people. So livid that they paid a shitload of money to sit in Madison Square Garden and watch this snort.
Literally, they are just hugging each other. I mean, I know it's a bear hug, but it doesn't look like neither men are selling anything. They're literally just hugging.
It's like UFC. UFC is gay.
Gay.
It's like, I love you. Give me a hug.
Yeah, he's just. It's like Andre has just discovered his dog had to be put down, and Big John Studd is just look at him. He's just consoling him while he cries into his hairy armpit. Yeah. But so far we've had a few chops and kicks, and we're now at a bear hug.
We have a headlock.
It feels like we've been going on for about half an hour already.
It's only been half a minute.
Legit sparkly jacket again. His haircut is epic.
It is. It's very well coiffed or or whatever the word is.
It's like
lots
Donald
of
Trump.
hairspray.
Exactly.
Donald Trump.
It's amazing.
Just realised, so like Toby's going to be able to throw some nostalgia in. Nat's just basically going to comment on the follicle status of each and every competitor. First thing you noticed was the hair on his back, and now we're having the hair of Bobby Heenan.
Amazing.
I'm just going to say how awful this is all is because I picked these matches.
Speaking of
and
hair,
I like the fact he's got stars on his pants.
There you go.
Yeah. Stars on pants. Sparkly jacket.
Yeah, so there you go. So just to amplify how bored everyone is, they think we might as well just talk about the commentators now. Put up a little subtitle and say who's commentating.
Well,
I did quite like the I almost said Ace Ventura there.
Ace Ventura.
Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. I like that's one of my favourite pairings.
Jim Carrey in a fucking white shirt. Come on, alright, mate, easy.
And literally just out of nowhere, there you go, the body slam, and that's the match. Like,
Bam.
So they were doing not a lot, and then he body slammed. That's it.
There's my fucking money in my really small bag.
That is the match right there. Won by a body slam.
Amazing.
He's now 10 grand richer, but he's throwing it out into the crowd, and of course, Brain shits his pants, runs in, steals it. But yeah, it was just not a lot happened. Not a lot happened in that match. They didn't exactly build or tease the ending. All of a sudden, he just body slammed him, and that was it. But that's the first match.
Andre the Giant gets blown up after 3 moves though, so like I'm surprised he lasted that long actually.
What are our thoughts on that so far? While I load up the second match,
a lot of hair, a lot of hugging.
What have we got? Boring as fuck. Yawn.
I abbreviated that shit.
Boring af. So not a lot happened. It's pretty
damn boring.
Match 2. We're getting some chick action now. Fabulous Moolah versus Velvet Macintyre. Fabulous Moolah, of course, they're one of the longest running champions of all time. She held the belt for what, like 15, 16 years, maybe more, 20
I think
years.
even longer in
30
total.
years.
And she recently passed away as well.
That's did she?
She did, yeah. I think 2013.
Oh, okay. So I think maybe this year recently, but. So the match is like...
She's old now in this.
Yeah,
basically...
It's like watching my nan wrestle. That's insane.
Well, look at her. She's like throwing that girl around.
Yeah,
She's ruining that.
You could not fuck with Fabulous Moolah.
She's basically she's a very old lady right now. But she's still moving around okay, but... just look at her.
She's not doing most of the moving though. It's the other person.
That's true. Velvet is selling like a pro for her.
The other one just looks like Jackie Stallone.
So yeah, a bit more pace to this one, but then it's Andre the Giant, so that's not hard.
She's wrestling barefoot,
and she dives off. She misses.
Almost saw a total nipple slip there.
She misses the splash. May just she dives on top of her, whispers something to the ref. That's it. That's the match right there.
Wow.
Gives her a
and then kicks her in the chest.
So I'm thinking that somewhere in there, Moolah just said, "Fuck this bitch. I'm not doing this." Missed the splash. Whispered something to the ref. Was like, "Let's just go home now," and that was it. So
credit where credit's due. Velvet Macintyre did actually pick her up and body slam her. Now, if that's a woman pushing 50 or whatever the fuck. I'm surprised that she took that bump, and she took it well.
But that's it. And I've had poops that in fact most of my poops last longer than that. So
we have had entire conversations via text message while pooping at the same time.
We have that lasted longer than that match.
Exactly.
So that was that match. There was not much to say. Any thoughts?
Jackie Stallone owned it.
I love the pin. She just dived on her like a frog out of water and just landed on any old place and just that was it.
That was it. Bam.
I put old woman swinging young, really quick, near nip slip.
See, what I've done is I've divided my notes thing into two, so I've got cons and pros.
Oh wow! Okay, so he's breaking this shit down.
You're
like Chris Jericho.
My cons are over too soon. And my pros, boob slip. So,
That's true. There was a near nip in there, so I can't...
A near nip.
I can't...
Well, nip. That's what it was, because she didn't have much boob.
Potential nippage.
True. That's true.
Well, a woman doesn't have to have much boob for it to be awesome.
Some would say. The next match on our list is actually the next match on the card, so we're just going to let it run. So this is a flag match between Corporal Kirtchner and Nikolai Volkov, still at Wrestlemania 2. I think I'm right in saying Corporal Kirtchner also spent a lot of time in Japan wrestling as Leatherface, which is basically he was just playing Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw movies. Yeah. That's Freddie Blassie.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Classy. It doesn't have the same.
Freddie Blassie.
It doesn't have the same ring if you're British. Classy Freddie Blassie.
Obviously this bit here where Nikolai Volkov is determined to sing the Russian national anthem. That's just cheap heat right there.
That was his stick. No matter where you are, like in America, if you're a bad guy and you want to get booed, just sing another national anthem. So and playing right into the army
thing. Here comes Jack Black.
Yeah,
he looks like the retarded offspring of Jack Black
muscular.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He does literally look like Jack
kind of
Black,
does look a little bit like Jack Black.
The mullets in the crowd.
The Pat Sharps of America.
Wow. Now, how do you rate that guy's hair?
Which one?
The one with hair. The other guy doesn't really have much hair.
Technically does have hair.
He really should have wet his hair down.
That's kind of maybe this is the match that made people start wetting their hair.
Why do they wet their hair?
It's so they don't look like that.
I know, like Dolph Ziggler ends up looking like he's just got a great up like poodle when he's finished. It's like Bret Hart when Bret Hart was a bit.
So this is a flag match, and it's nothing to do with retrieving a flag. It's a pinfall. That's it. That's all it was.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So another short match. Nothing to do with. What's the point in having a flag match?
Random.
I'm astonished by Corporal Kirtchner, actually. That I think this is the only time I've ever seen him.
Yeah, this was his sole pay-per-view appearance, if I remember rightly.
I don't even remember him from like the Saturday Night Main Event and stuff like that.
I can't obviously. I have no idea. I only watched the pay-per-views, but that was it. So yeah, that was it. And I know he's got a little bit of blood. Probably just got a bit of got a biro and just a bit of biro.
What was the gimmick with this one? Was it the winner got to keep their opponent's flag, or they had to beat the shit out of each other with each other's flag?
I have absolutely. I mean, there was no point to it from what I gather. This next match is my potential front runner as one that I can't stand. So this is Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer singles match once again from Wrestlemania 2. If you hadn't guessed by now, Wrestlemania 2 was a pretty awful event.
Seriously, this guy has just gone mad in like a charity shop.
I'll buy everything.
Yeah, I'll have everything.
Just
so yeah,
insane.
He looks like he's done his makeup in the dark with his left hand.
It's got like a Christmas no. It's
Do you know
like
what he looks like? He looks
It's
like
a Christmas bow wrap, isn't it, on his head?
fucking head.
he looks like fucking.
He's got Doc Cotton's dress on.
Alright, and here we go. So we've got an old man in dungarees.
And an old man wearing a dress.
Dungaree shorts, sorry.
Dungaree shorts and a Chelsea
With one
boot.
sock pulled up and one like.
Oh,
completely unnecessary.
Amazing.
Big bump there and a box.
Oh, Uncle Elmer.
They've both fallen over from a punch.
He's dressed like Nora Batty. It's amazing.
Is he on drugs? Because he's just like throwing himself around.
He's also just ripped the ring apron off and broken the ring. And another massive oversell.
Yeah, because he punched you that
Sell it.
hard.
So yeah, Adrian Adonis is literally rolling around like he's in there with the Incredible Hulk. If the Incredible Hulk was a 60-year-old redneck.
Amazing.
I mean, like Uncle Elmer, he literally like. I don't think Adonis has only got half of his face actually made up, from what I can see. He looks like
He's run out of time.
He looks like he's from a panto. He's like the
Mate.
Did you see that episode of The
Disgrace the
Simpsons
panto,
where
dude.
Homer Simpson designed a shotgun? You put makeup into it and then you point
Yes.
at your wife's face and then he pulls
Yes.
the trigger and you see Marge. That's what he looks like.
Yes.
and
then she said, "Oh my God, why did you set it to whore or something?" That was amazing. No, I remember that.
And just to make it even worse, Pat Butcher is getting stripped in the ring now.
Pat Butcher.
Oh my God, he's
Oh no,
put up in the
stuck
right.
in the right
He's that.
now.
He literally just gave him a tummy bump, and he's now like tied up in the ropes. If he was Mick Foley now, that'd probably rip half of his arms off. So
Well, the
we've
ropes are
got
real tight,
Pat
aren't they?
Butcher,
Tied like a fly's anus.
just getting
a
naked.
topless Pat Butcher.
Easy.
Clothless Pat Butcher.
Got bigger
apart from
tits
pants.
than me.
She's wearing.
Uncle Elmer, he doesn't even look like a wrestler. He looks like someone they just dragged off the street and said,
Yeah,
"You want to
that's
fight
it.
a transvestite?"
That's
Yeah,
it,
go
like-
for it.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight
Oh.
Pat Butcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then.
Yeah.
So who?
He's probably got a thing about homosexuals because he's like a redneck. So they probably just found the guy like, hey, hick.
You sure do got a pretty mouth. Boy, go and get your sister. I'm a little horny over here.
And missed the leg drop. So he just realised he's paid $3 on the bus to get there, and he's going to have to go all the way back home
What the
without
fuck?
having won. And
What?
they're skipping around the ring I mean, it was just embarrassing.
Why I don't ever remember this era of Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart's career. Like he was one of my favourite managers when I was a child.
Transvestite escort.
Is this seriously still going?
Yeah, he's still rolling around. I mean, look at just. I won't lie. I think you lot seem to enjoy that a hell of a lot more than I was expecting you to.
I'm
amazing.
still wiping the tears from my eyes. The beginning of that match was amazing.
Fail.
So the next
love
match.
Toronto.
Any fun notes from that last match?
I put
T-Dot.
overselling way too much, Tokes getting naked, Hicks from the sticks on drugs.
So, and that's naked spelled Nekkid.
That's how you spell it.
I've just put cross-dressing gone batshit.
That's my comment.
What's that? Best match ever.
Written in letters so big it has to straddle both the pros and the cons.
Wow. So
Amazing.
the good part is that it's the best match ever, and the bad part is that is the best match ever. That's both. It's brilliant and horrifying. That you
It's
feel
horrifying because it's brilliant.
that you feel that's the best match ever. So we're at the big event in Toronto, Canada. You might remember him from the last match. We have Adrian Adonis back again. This time without the without the Oxfam old lady dress. He's just got pants and leg warmers on.
He's still wearing pink though.
Pink and green leg warmers, which is a good
I think he
look.
got them off Milton Keynes Market, those things.
And in this match, he's up against the Junkyard Dog.
Who is, I have to say, one of my all-time
got
favourite
Feather
wrestlers
Duster?
of the 80s, and I'm excited that we're going to get to see him tonight because I did not know that he was on this list.
So we're like, what the fuck? And
Wow.
Oh my
that
god,
was
they completely
amazing.
cut the Junkyard Dog right. That's immediately going in my cons column. They cut the
They
fucking
cut
Junkyard Dog.
JYD's entrance. So once again, Uncle Elmer, Adrian Adonis is selling like Dolph Ziggler needing a pay rise. he is. Oh no, is he actually punching him in the head with a chain? And the ref's just like, yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Get on with it. Oh,
So I don't think the
He
match
totally is.
has the match actually started yet.
I think I'm not possibly. I mean, the ref's waving around, so I presume so.
The Junkyard Dog, his gimmick. Here it comes. He's headbutting people
Just
when he's
headbutt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And literally, without being touched, Adrian Adonis dives shoulder first into the ring post.
You know what's
I
really
thought that was
bad?
head first.
I actually thought Junkyard Dog's pants actually said Trump on the back.
wow.
That looked potentially painful.
And the ref, yes, I'm still not sure what's going on right now. I don't think the wrestlers do. It's not an ODQ match, but we've had some weapons thrown in. Of course, the referee can't disqualify him because he's a babyface. So, I mean, and here we have Pat Butcher just really swing. I mean, she looks about as round. Sorry, he is. That's how convincing his makeup is.
What, like drag? Like really, really bad drag.
It looks like
He's
she
got like
has a
makeup
brother.
on one side of his face again.
I don't really get it.
It's like half a job, Bob.
Yeah.
Maybe he's only got half a mirror.
He looks a bit like Greg the Hammer Valentine. I'm noticing all of a sudden.
Wow. Now the brilliant thing about this match is the ref has now just counted them out. Despite both men getting back into the ring, he continued his count so that when he got to 10, he was outside, so he counted him out. So they won by count out despite only being out of the ring for a second after coming back into the ring. It's like the most bumfucked endings you could ever imagine. And now
It just seems like in the 80s they just didn't have a fucking clue what they were doing.
they just didn't give a fuck. They were just like, yeah, well, fuck it, count out. But we're both in the ring. I'm gonna give it to this guy. So that was that match. Not a lot happened. Some more overselling. And
Butcher again.
a WTF ending. I'm gonna put.
I just put, what the fuck is going on? Messy.
Yeah.
In my cons, I've got cut Junkyard Dog's entrance and highlights only because they seem to be doing that panel switch thing.
Oh yeah.
And then in my pros, I've put Canadian garbage tourers. What's that about?
Yeah, they even the crowd
Dick
didn't seem
Slater.
fast. Now, what you thinking on that?
Pat Butcher again. It's just,
She's back.
she's back. She's beautiful.
You love a bit of Pat Butcher in the ring. So the match number fucking hell 6 already. Match 6 is Dino Bravo versus Ronnie Garvin from Wrestlemania 5.
Dino?
That is a haircut, fam.
He looks like that.
Wow.
He looks like the guy from Street Fighter.
He does. He's kind of a
It looks like
cross.
it's stuck on his head.
Oh, that's so clean. I'm like jealous.
And there's Dino Bravo, who I think looks a bit like
big un.
Adrian Adonis. I tried when I used to, for those of you listening right now, I used to be
Isn't all of this for those listening right now?
well, the people in the room right now, they know this already, but I used to be a wrestling announcer, and the Fink was like my biggest inspiration for doing that role.
I can't remember. I mean, this is one that I can't remember why it rated so low on my little scale, but still, it's a bit of something different. We got the guy from Street Fighter who looks like a wannabe Hulk Hogan.
He actually looks more like Sting, if you ask me. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think Sting in like WCW era
Yeah,
without
yeah.
the makeup,
The other
before he
geezer.
stole the Brandon Lee Crow gimmick.
I think the only way you can describe his haircut actually is just German.
How do we all there's always like an underlying German thing with our podcast. I don't know how we
Can you
manage
see
this.
Donald Trump there in the front row?
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
you go, there
shit!
you go.
Oh, why didn't someone just assassinate him then? Christ, it'd have been so much better.
Of course, here
He's
at
in the front row, just throw a wrestler at him.
He-
He'd probably die.
he owns the plaza, so I'm guessing like he's
Donald Trump just chilling. I don't dye my hair.
He is literally one of those people that's like so rich he just sits there at home going, "Oh, I feel a chill. Better throw another child on the fire."
To be honest, if they got rid of him then, we wouldn't have any problems now.
Exactly.
So we're back in Nat's favourite sexual position, the bear hug.
Oi.
So when Juan is done, does he throw you off like
Just
that
shut
as
your
well?
face. Don't bring him into it.
Just keep pounding on you when you're lying on the floor, just kicking you in the head.
I fucking love it, mate. All day long. All day long.
Has anyone got any ideas of what Nat's Figure 4 Radio nickname could be yet?
I've been thinking about that for a week solid, and I still haven't come up with it. I've got a couple of ideas, but I won't embarrass her with those just yet.
Embarrass her with them.
I don't think it's possible.
No, that's true.
No, it's really not, is it?
No.
No. Just as long as it's not ring rat.
I think we did. Well, my favourite one was thinking of just calling you the Standard.
Standard Nat?
Nat is Standard.
Or could it be the Nat Standard?
What?
We're joined by the Nat Standard.
You make it sound like a fucking paper.
Yeah.
The Evening Standard.
Not the weekly rag, you know.
We're joined by the Weekly Rag, Nat.
Tonight on the Rag.
The weekly rag. Amazing. See, Donald Trump, this is what real haircuts look like.
Peroxide blonde.
Actually, do you think...
Shaved to fuck.
Do you think maybe instead of actually buying himself a wig, he literally just paid one of these guys and shaved their heads and took their hair?
His hair is like, it's all his. The thing is, he's bald right across the front of his head, and he's having to like comb it one way and comb it the other way and comb it backwards to cover it up.
That was it.
It's like
That was
totally
it.
over.
Boom!
Yeah, the ending
There
out
he
of
is.
nowhere.
I'll tell you what he looks like. He looks like that guy from Man vs. Food. That's what he looks like.
That match may have sucked complete ass, but let me ask you this. Does that not look like two regular guys, although they're albeit jacked regular guys, like they're built, they're muscly and all that kind of jazz, compared to the superstars of today where there's not an ounce of fucking fat on their bodies? They all have some sort of
like it that
superstar status. Like these just look like two normal guys, and that's what the magic of this era was all about. Just seeing like guys
That
who
haircut.
looks like the one who works in the garage down the road from you at the Quick Fit. And you're like, yeah, he could be. You could. It was easy for anyone watching wrestling in this era to imprint themselves on a particular.
Yeah, and now I'll just sit there and just go, ain't no Ambrose.
I don't even know what that means.
Any fun thoughts on that match?
Well, I didn't really focus on the actual match, really. I just put eyebrows, peroxide, airplane landing strip.
He's a bit of a landing strip at the back, isn't it?
It is.
Next match on the list, match number 7, from the same event, is Andre the Giant versus Jake Roberts. Oh, and Big John Studd is the referee for this match, apparently.
Is that the really hairy man from the
Yeah.
Big John Studd, by the way, looks like he's wearing bowling shoes. I'm not sure it's regulation ring wear.
Maybe he's going bowling after this match.
He's just been interrupted. He was at the Trump Plaza bowling alley. Oh, yeah, and this was before like animal rights and animal activists really got involved. So that
WWF got
just
involved.
carrying a snake in the bag.
But look at the steely, like just that cold as ice look in his eyes. Like
He's
Jake,
like,
That's drugs.
at the time though, like he was the best in-ring psychologist. So psychiatrist.
Before we lock up, how are you feeling?
how does that make you feel?
Now, on paper, this should be a squash match. However, Jake the Snake Roberts is at this point in Jake's career. I think this was like when he was right at his peak. So I'm expecting big things out of him. Honestly, don't remember the outcome of this. No, you know what is?
Doesn't know what waxing is. What is wrong with all of them?
This is the 80s.
Hair.
Even I was hairy in the 80s. You think I'm bad now?
And you were like 10.
I wasn't even 10 in the 80s. I was 10 in the 90s. Look at his fucking mouth. Now, whenever Andre the Giant shows his teeth like that, he looks like I can't remember the actor's name, but the transformation sequence in the American Werewolf in London.
I was going to say
There is-
Neanderthal, but
Yeah, it's kind of like borderline on that, but
Andre the Neanderthal doesn't have the same ring to it though.
I do want to see a wrestler now called Andre the Neanderthal, though.
I think it's just the fact that like he's just so big, but yet he's just got normal sized teeth. So when he opens his mouth, he just looks like he's got hundreds of teeth. It's really weird.
I've just noticed Jake's got a picture of himself on his tights.
So he
That's
knows
fake.
who they belong to.
That's it.
So he doesn't. So he
to
doesn't
look like
forget who he
Medusa,
is.
'cause he's got like snakes coming out of his
Oh, yeah,
head.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we had about a 20-minute chokehold in the corner.
Amazing.
You know how, like, when you're in school, your mum used to stitch your name into your school shirt?
That's one higher.
Yeah,
Stitch your face.
Jake's mum used to stitch his face into his
You
wrestling
can't
trunks.
possibly lose them now.
These matches are all just a bit slow. I'm
Yeah,
noticing.
bit
Get
boring.
your snake out.
Hey!
I mean, like nothing is convincing in this.
Nope.
And those kicks from Jake, they were missing by a good 5 or 6 inches. And there's the fabled Andre in the ropes bit as Toby just you didn't say
With his
spoiler
hundreds
alert.
of human teeth.
Well,
As opposed to other teeth.
Other teeth.
I have all the regular teeth plus 3 more.
What do you think? I don't know. Maybe he's got teeth like a shark. Maybe they just like replace themselves.
And he's got several rows.
Yeah. So they just like break off.
They rotate.
They rotate.
What, so he doesn't have to chew?
No.
His teeth just do some weird like.
Don't make
electric
me get my
toothbrush
snake out,
stuff.
man.
Yeah, they grind themselves.
I think Andre just headbutted Jake, and it looks like Andre's selling it more than Jake is.
Amazing.
Now let's talk about Big John Studd for a second. As a special guest referee, what the fuck has he done? What has his presence contributed to this match? I keep forgetting he's there at times.
That's a good question. He hasn't really done anything.
I suspect he's going to do something at the end that's going to give Andre the win.
He's going to do something at the end that will
But
finish
he's gonna
the match.
botch
I'm
it.
guessing he's going to do a 3 count.
This is a WrestleMania though, so of course we're going to see Damien make an appearance.
Damien Sandow?
No,
Talking
Yeah.
about.
he wasn't even born yet.
The sperm of Damien Sandow's going to flood the ring. He's going to come swimming down the
From
entrance
Donald
way,
Trump.
and he's going to.
He's just carrying it around. Woo!
The sperm is going to pick up a chair and waffle Andre over the back with it.
Can you imagine if this music hits and just like a torrent of sperm just pouring down the entranceway? It's the Sandow sperm.
Whichever one gets to the ring first will be Damien Sandow.
Is he the one who
After
is the
incubation.
Miz?
Yeah. With the
Oh, I
Miz.
love him. He's my favourite.
Anybody got any thoughts on this right now?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's going to
Snake.
get his schlong out.
I'm just getting like bored of this match. Nothing is happening.
This could potentially be the longest match on the list.
No, you can't bring your snake in. Sorry.
It
We're
is
not covered.
beating up each other now.
Oh,
Whoa.
this is Big John Studd getting involved.
He's like, "Fuck you, Andre."
There
goes the
it's
snake.
Ted. What's Ted
So
doing?
He's
DiBiase.
taking his snake.
He's running off with the snake, and Jake's chasing him.
And Trump's just like, what?
And he's like, "I've got to fight someone. I'll beat you up."
I'll beat you
So
up.
we've got Jake and Ted DiBiase fighting in the
Got
entranceway.
his snake back.
For some reason now, Andre is giving Big John Studd a massage.
I think he's strangling
Just
him with a
He's
whistle.
garroting him
strangling
with a
him.
piece of like, I don't know,
With
what is that?
material from his clothing.
Oh, and I think, yeah, there you go. John Studd's just awarded the match to Jake. He'd had enough. I think he was bored. So the snake came out. That was just. I'm just gonna write yawn.
Yawn, yeah.
Well, I have written down BJS doing nothing as a ref and boring and not in the vanilla kind. Because the previous match I've got written boring, pure vanilla. But I mean that in the unbored, nothing's happening. That was boring as in shit's happening and yet I'm still bored. So that really annoys me. However, in the pros, I did note having your own face on your own pants is awesome.
I just put long.
Like the snake.
Snake.
Long.
Snake! Next match, we're on to match 8 of this list. WrestleMania 7. We're gonna carry on with Jake Roberts this time. Oh yes, here we go. Toby's been waiting for this.
My penis is leaking already with excitement.
Oh,
Patriotic bullshit.
Damien Sandow is coming out of Toby's pants right now.
Is there any way we could see his entrance?
Come now. Damien Sandow.
Damien Sandow. Damien
There
Sandow.
he is.
All
Look
over
at that
my
man.
face.
Absolute specimen.
So here we have Jake
What?
Roberts versus Rick Martel in a blindfold match.
Amazing.
The storyline, Toby, do you mind if I recap the storyline?
Go for it.
Do you remember it?
You all know way better than me. I know. Go for it.
Yeah. So Rick Martel was it arrogance?
Yeah, the
in his
fragrance.
atomizer, and
Totally holes in that.
Standard got holes in it.
So basically sprayed it in Jake's eyes, and Jake was blinded for a while. Jake pretended to be blind for a while, and then when Rick thought he was blind, Jake turned around and just punched him. It turned out he could see, and then he basically egged him on to get a match where Rick Martel can see what it's like to be blind. So they had the blindfold match. They both got bags over their heads. Although Jake kind of ruined it because you could see his hand through the sack when he put it inside. So, yeah, have fun with this, guys.
You know there's eye holes.
Are they going to blindfold the snake?
Look how fucking
Yeah, I don't
physically
think it's
buff
very
Rick
fair if they
Martel
don't
is.
blindfold the
How did he not get a
Technically,
bigger
it is
push in
blindfold
the
because it's in a
WWE?
bag, but-
At the moment, as soon as it's out.
So,
Look at the man.
spoiler alert, this match is basically both of these guys fumbling around, not touching each other. I mean, this has got to be the longest match where there's no contact made between competitors. The crowd does play a bit into this because obviously he's pointing, and the louder the crowd cheers, the closer they are. So you kind of the crowd
They're
must
proper
have
freaking out now.
the crowd must have loved it.
Pin.
But for anyone not in the crowd, this is just
Technically speaking, you
boring.
couldn't tell them off for a low blow because they can't
For the
tell
entire
where it
front
is.
row is left.
Yeah.
a comedy spot. Jake gets whipped into the ropes and then runs the opposite direction.
Amazing.
Ha 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 ha! That's so funny. Now I'm gonna choose this match as the first time where I asked Nat to mention her baking.
Baking.
Because
I'm
I'm bored and I've got the munchies now, so
Okay.
I kind of. Yeah, so we've seen a body slam.
Burn.
And we're now tucking into Nat's baked treats.
Can I do an
which we
Arnold
brought with-
Schwarzenegger quote?
Yeah.
Go for it.
It's not a tumor!
Amazing. These are made with Mars bar, by the way. They're not like chocolate or nothing.
We've completely given up on this match now, and still nothing's happened.
We've got baked products in our face right now.
It's like Greg's up in this bitch.
A fun spot where they grab the referee and they think that's the other guy, so they start beating the referee up.
And then you realise he's wearing clothes. Oops.
That wouldn't occur to me. I just keep pounding away thinking I'm getting someone.
No, I'd be like, why is he wearing a shirt? Oh shit.
Well, the only thing that's really exciting about this match, admittedly, is my excitement level for seeing Rick Martel.
The thing is, you don't like if
You're raging.
if you didn't know this was him, and we just started the match now, would you know, looking at that guy with a bag on his head, that was Rick Martel? It's just a guy in purple shorts.
I'm
That's a
not
snake.
sure. I
That's a
wouldn't.
snake.
I probably now I would say no. Probably back in the day, if you said who's that, I would probably be able to tell you right away that was Rick Martel. I have legitimately forgotten that he was in that good a shape. And like I said, I'm astonished that he didn't get more of a push back in the day. He wasn't Intercontinental Champion at one point, was he?
Possibly, I don't know. Maybe not.
If he was, then I take it back. But he was never going to be like headline material.
No.
Maybe
not while Hogan's around.
no. Maybe tag title when he was part of Strike Force with Tito Santana.
Rick Martel was only ever World Tag Team Champion 3 times, twice with Tony Garea and once with Tito Santana.
As Strike Force or as something else?
I presume Strike Force with Tito.
But no Intercontinental title.
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
It's
There we go.
over.
Yeah,
Easy finish. I'm just going to write yawn with 2 A's.
I've written Rick Martel in capital letters underlined twice with 3 exclamation marks.
So that was that match. That was...
But it was a simpler time. Look how madly into that match that crowd was.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you've got to give it up
as,
to the crowd.
as I was saying, the crowd for that match were way more involved because they were kind of the measuring stick for the match. So like whenever Jake held his finger out, the closer he got to Rick Martel, the louder they cheered. So you were actually helping the guy win.
Yeah.
Whereas us at home, we're just like, fucking hell, hurry up, like just get it over with already. So yeah, any fun thoughts? Just
Yawn. No
Ridiculous. Thank fuck it's over. Bored.
right. This next match from WrestleMania 8. I hate to say this, it's Owen Hart versus a guy called Skinner. But this is Owen Hart in his rocket gimmick.
I was going to say any excuse to
Nice
see.
Luke Harper.
Yeah, kind of.
You
Yeah.
like Luke Harper.
This is Skinner. He was like an alligator wrestler.
He was like the American version of Crocodile Dundee,
Yeah.
but an evil version, a fucked up Steve Irwin, if you will.
Yeah, he's like crazy.
With frizzy hair.
Steve Irwin with Big John Studd's hair. But Skinner was he had like chewing tobacco, and that's why he looks like he's sucked off a Yeti right now. Dribbling black fluid. Like Owen Hart's basically done nothing all match. He's taken a few bumps, but yeah. So he was still as the Rocket Owen Hart at this point, and that's
Yes.
it. Like the match.
What
I mean,
the
it was
fuck?
almost a squash match. Quite short. Technically no bodges.
I can't even write any. That didn't give me enough time to write down any pros or cons of
That's
that
it.
match.
When I was
Owen Hart,
cutting
drop
down
kick.
cutting out the list down, I basically ignored any squash matches of under 1 minute. I think that was 1 minute 25.
25 seconds of which was them posturing.
That's it, and then it just rolls them up. So yeah, once again, pretty short.
Yeah, I that one still gets high marks just because you showed me some Owen Hart tonight.
Anybody else have any thoughts other than that was short?
I put crazy outfit.
Yeah.
It's true, it was quite bright. Match number 10 in our list. It's a traditional Survivor Series match. So the Four Doinks versus Team Bam Bam. There's a reason why Toby's going to hate this match. I know you think you're going to love it, but you're not. Because you love Doink, don't you?
I love Doink. Not only was he a clown back in the day, but he's continued to rock that gimmick in JC Dub. The head shrinkers, and I can't identify who this bald baby guy is. Not Bam Bam, but the other guy.
That is Bastian Booger. These are literally just disgusting me. So he's eating half of a chicken. It's kind of in his facial hair. He's managed to get some on top of his head. Basically, his gimmick was to be just disgusting. And the head shrinkers. There's Rikishi eating a banana very openly, spitting it everywhere. I mean, this is just disgusting. So, yeah, the team won. Bam Bam's team. Generally just disgusting, big, heavy people. All carrying the carcasses of turkeys. Because it's Survivor Series Thanksgiving. How do you get chicken on the back of your head?
Oh, he's probably just throwing it around everywhere.
I think
He might put his head in it before he started eating it.
Maybe. Stuffed it with his ears.
I can't believe the pop they just got for that.
So, this is the Four Doinks. Doink number 1. One of the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, it's not the original.
Oh, legend. Love the
I think that's
Bushwhackers.
Luke.
So funny.
Not the original Doink. That's definitely... It's basically... It is just a Bushwhacker, but with the Doink mask on.
It's even the Bushwhacker music.
Yep.
That's
Doink
the other
number
one.
2, the other Bushwhacker. So yeah, they're not even hiding the fact that they're not the Bushwhackers.
Amazing.
Third and fourth Doinks. Gets better.
Is it Doink
Really?
and Dink, or is it
So yeah, we need two
who
more
is it?
Doinks.
Who is it? Let me try and guess.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god, it's Mabel.
Mabel and Mo. So out of the 4 Doinks, none of them are Doink, which is immediately just the most retarded point of this match. So, as I say, Toby, unfortunately you will not see Doink wrestle tonight.
It's okay, because they're paying homage to a legend.
Who you calling?
I'm already bored by this though. This is the problem. It's like...
It's a bit long.
I'm excited as hell. Look at this, man.
Hasn't even started yet.
Now, Bastian Booger, right? As a kid, did you ever like take the cushion off of the sofa and stuff it up your t-shirt, and then like just run into stuff or jump on the floor?
Yeah.
Bastian Booger looks like he's shoved a cushion up his like skin
Yeah. But
'Cause
it's the hanging between the legs that gets me.
Yeah.
It's just a bit.
I thought you were going to say he looks
looks
like
like-
he shoved you with a pillow in your
Oh yeah,
shirt up his arse.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of probably
He
hasn't.
shouldn't be wearing what he's wearing.
He probably hasn't
basically.
seen his penis since the 70s.
He probably hasn't seen it ever.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
He's walking like he's got a horrendous case of hemorrhoids as well.
He probably does. There's a lot of things that are probably wrong with that man.
He's got some serious. Needs some Lidocaine on that shit, man.
I mean, just look at. I mean,
He
he's
needs
just
some anti-chafing gel.
Anti-chafe gel.
all belly.
Lidocaine.
He's all belly. Oh my god, are you serious?
What the hell was
2,
that?
3, that was a
So
fast count.
they handed him a water balloon that was full. He bit it. It scared him because it was a water balloon, and he fell over and got pinned.
Amazing.
Wow.
I do want to watch,
Nothing says legit badass than being beaten by a water balloon.
I just can't get over this guy's outfit.
yeah, it's duct tape, baby.
Well, yeah, he looks like he's just been attacked by duct tape. And another stupid move. He's going to land. He's landed on his knees and completely missed the guy.
Still eating a banana.
Pinned by the non-legal man.
Amazing.
And the referees let that go.
He was pinned by Fat Man Scoop in a clown outfit.
So far in this match, there's been 2 pinfalls. Both have been absolutely ridiculously stupid.
And they're still fucking eating.
And of course, because you're
Oh, and he's punched him with the chicken.
punched in with... This match is so fucking stupid. Now we've got Mo in the ring, riding a fucking... whatever that thing is.
Scooter?
Scooter, that's the word I'm looking for.
Scooty.
I'm surprised...
Scooty!
I'm surprised it can take his weight. But what's he even doing? He's just riding a scooter around the ring, shaking his ass, and
Smacking
fucking
it.
Rikishi's trying to get on with the match.
That was good.
Like, this is just the dumbest match ever.
Oh.
Like,
There you go. Throws it out of the ring.
there goes the Scooter.
I have to say, nothing... I was quite excited about this, actually, to begin with, but as the match has progressed,
The worst
I'm wondering
sense
what
of
is
it.
going on. Like, there's no sense of rules being followed. The ref is a non-event. There's food everywhere.
There is.
That is a health hazard waiting to happen.
Oh, and he was going to go for the pin, but he's been distracted by a banana skin. Instead of taking the pin...
So sardines? Am I going to go for this as sardines? Go on, say it's sardines.
No, I get the feeling I know what this is going to be.
He's selling that way too much.
Oh.
It was an empty bucket. Scared the guy to the pin, and once again the illegal man got the pin. But like, just how stupid is
Looks
this
like he's
match?
bleeding.
Like, so basically that pinfall there, he had the Shenane.
Shenane.
Oh no, girl!
Oh, hey girl, you know.
Whatever his name is, Rikishi had the pin, but instead of going for the pin, he was distracted by the banana peel next to him, broke his own pin to look at the banana skin, and then was scared by a bucket into a pinfall. Fucking stupid. It was, and then another illegal person got the pin,
Mabel with a belly
Hey,
splash.
Fat Man Scoop.
Mo on the back.
and of course to
Bundle.
keep in line with the stupid pinfalls, all 4 of them bundled on top of Bam Bam Bigelow, and that finishes that fucking clusterfuck
Luna
of a
Vachon
match.
in leather pants.
That was awful. I have no words for that match. Apart from ugh. So,
It's just got Scooty.
Katie, let's tell what have you got? What we got?
Greasy as hell, messy. What's going on? Is this even a match? Meat and banana everywhere. Scooty.
Bored.
Bored, yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
boring.
Tobes.
I don't actually have anything in the cons. In the pros, though, I've written that was the most exciting doink match of his career.
Wow, he wasn't even in it.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
Okay.
exciting.
Yeah.
So
Such exciting.
we're going to go and
Ooh.
we're going to deliberate now and come up with a ranking for those matches. We'll be back. We're actually going to edit this out, so I'm going to be back in about 7 seconds. So we've calculated our group. We've all ranked the matches 1 to 10. So it's time to reveal the worst matches of the golden era. So number 10 was Owen Hart versus Skinner. Number 9 was Dino Bravo versus Ronnie Garvin. Number 8, Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer, which shocked me, but I guess you guys quite enjoyed that.
That was pretty funny.
It was just over the top funny. Number 7, Nikolai Volkov versus Corporal Kirtchner, which was the flag match, which was pointless. Number 6, Velvet Macintyre versus the fabulous Moolah in that very short match. And that brings us to the top 5.
Number 5, it's a new entry for
Andre the Giant versus Jake Roberts in that boring, horrible match.
And number 4, it's a non-mover with
Jake Roberts versus Rick Martel in the blindfold match would have been number 1, but it slipped down a number of places thanks for Toby having a boner over Rick Martel.
up 2 places. It's
Number 3, it's Adrian Adonis versus Junkyard Dog with that weird bumfuck of an ending.
And down 3 places. It's at number 2.
Down 3 places at number 2, Andre the Giant versus Big John Studd, the Body Slam Challenge.
And making their debut at number 1 is the second appearance in the top 10 for
The 4 Doinks versus Team Bam Bam, who haven't had another appearance in this list. But still, so the very worst... That was a horrible experiment that went wrong. That had so much promise.
It had so much potential.
So much potential, and that bombed horribly. So basically... in the worst match of that era, Team Doink versus Team Bam Bam from Survivor Series 93. It was horrible. So please, ladies and gentlemen, avoid what we did tonight. Don't go and watch any of those matches unless you feel like a bit of a laugh. It's been fun, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would probably say that this has proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that my recollection of the 80s was much better than the WWF or WWE of the 80s. So
you remember it to be better than it was.
It was, yeah.
Do you guys fancy coming back and doing the golden era with the new generation era?
I'd be up for that.
Cool. Well, join us in a few weeks where we'll be doing this again because we're stupid. We've been joined by the cryptid Toby Hagen.
Good night, everyone.
The Phantom Kaylee Southern. You clearly enjoyed that. The Nameless Nat.
Nameless Nat?
Is that... No, because...
It's not really nameless,
No, we
is
still...
it?
Maybe next time we'll find you a nickname.
Yeah.
Well, we popped her cherry. It's been Nat.
Yay!
And I've been the Mastermind Ollie Spring. Thank you very much for enduring the worst matches of the golden era. Thank you very much. See you later.
Figure 4 Radio.